Hi everybody, it's Teresa Marinelli from onyourtermscoaching.com, and this is a video tutorial on how to use the Chinese Almanac, a beginner's guide. And so I want to tell you a little story. Susie was an up-and-coming executive, and she had a very important business meeting one day, and she knew her material inside and out. She was well prepared, but she could not predict the accident on her way to this meeting, which made her 30 minutes late. Nor could she predict the malfunction in the technology preventing her from actually showing her entire presentation, nor could she predict the delay of the chief decision maker at the airport, which prevented her from finally meeting him after all this time. And so what if she had access to a tool that could have predicted all of this unfolding of unfortunate events? Well, this is what the Chinese Almanac provides. This is 3,000 years of research and development that tracks the cycle of nature and the greater cosmos. Consider it an insurance policy for your daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly success, helping you to avoid potential pitfalls, snags, and hiccups, just like Susie. And so Susie picked a day that was a PO day, and you see highlighted here, a PO day is not suitable for any activities. And had she had access to this Chinese Almanac, she would have had far greater success. And so the Chinese Almanac looks at is a system of 12 animals, and so the year of 2014 is considered the horse year, and it's midway through this 12 animal cycle. We're halfway through, so it's a very critical turning point, not just in this system, but according to many other systems going on currently that have been tracking information for centuries. And so 2014 is the year of the horse, and you may know your Chinese animal sign, but what you may not know is the Chinese animal sign is just a small portion of a greater system of information. What you may want to consider adding to your information is what stem or element your animal sign is married to. And so if you are the sign of the Chinese horse, then if you were born in 1930, then you're a metal horse. That differentiates you from a horse born in 1942 who is a water horse, and further differentiates you from a horse born in 1954, which is a wood horse, and certainly differentiates you from a person born in 1966 who was a fire horse. And so this becomes important information if you want to grow and expand your body of knowledge as it relates to this Chinese system. And so we are coming upon the end of the Chinese Year of the Snake, which began in February 10th to 2013, and we will move into the Chinese Year of the Wood Horse on January 31st, 2014. And so you can see here that the Chinese New Year does not go by the Gregorian calendar as we do of January 1st. The Chinese New Year ends somewhere the end of January and the beginning of February. And so if you are working with the Almanac, and I highly recommend that you do purchase the Almanac, which you can do at onyourtermscoaching.com. It's a very affordable price. I think it's $26 some odd plus shipping and handling. And so you would look at column 1 in order to read this almanac and use it very successfully. And you would find the month. So I've chosen the New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2013, to use as an example. So the first column, you'll see the date, which is December. You'll see the numeric day, which is the 31st. And in column 2, you'll see the actual name of that day, which would be Tuesday. And then in column 3, you'll see it's driven by the lunar energy, lunar cycle. So this is a lunar calendar, not a solar calendar. And so it's the 11th month of the Chinese New Year. December is the 11th month, and January would be the 12th month. And then in column 4, you'll see that the energy of the day, according to the animal, is the stem, which I spoke about. And in this case, it's a metal, and the branch, which is the actual zodiac name, is the ram or the sheep. So the energy for New Year's Eve is a metal ram day, a much more contracting, solidified energy. In column 5, you'll see that it references the 9-star key information. And so you can Google 9-star key, and this is another system and body of knowledge that you may want to research and learn. And the energy of the 9-star key is 8 Earth. And so we have more Earth energy supplemented, provided that day through the 9-star key system. It's another way to look at this information. The 6th column explains the auspicious hours, and so you can schedule your appointments, your meetings, your events down to a 2-hour time frame according to this system. And so Yin, Mao, and Chen are the Chinese animal signs. And so you can go to the back of your almanac and you'll see that Yin is actually the tiger, the Chinese animal of the tiger. And that time frame is between 3 and 5 a.m. The Mao is the rabbit between 5 and 7, and Shen is the monkey between 3 and 5 p.m. And so these are the favorable and auspicious hours on this day of December 31st, 2013. Then you can go to column 7 and you see the I/A. And down below you see this means inauspicious and auspicious, meaning favorable and not so favorable. And so there's a key here that provides the different symbols where you can see that on December 31st, 2013, it is a Wei day. Wei is very good. It's a very good day, generally. And you can get more specific and see in column 8 that if you were considering perhaps getting married on that day, you could see what suitable activities specifically correspond to that day. And we see here offering, blessing, contracting, blessing, bed. And in my opinion, this would be a very favorable day to get married, right? We're offering ourselves to one another. It's a blessing to be married, and it is a contractual agreement. And then in column 9, you see that there are taboo activities that you would want to refrain from doing on that day. And finally, in column 10, in the Beginner's Guide to the Almanac, you'll see that the ox, the Chinese animal sign of the ox, is a clash to the ram. And you can find that information again in the Almanac in the back. You'll see the corresponding relationships of all the animals, and you'll see that the ram is in direct opposition to the ox, creating more tension. But of course, with greater tension, there can be greater growth. And so if you were the Chinese animal sign of the ox, you may want to reconsider perhaps using this day as a day to get married. And so this is how you can easily begin to use the Chinese almanac to schedule your very important meetings, to avoid the pitfalls and snags that Susie did on her way to her meeting, even as prepared as she was. And should you come across a situation that Susie did where she picked a Po day, certainly you would want to employ the I am intention. And an I am intention is when you deliberately focus your attention in an intentional way to set up the day the way that you distinctly want it to go. You create your day before the day even occurs through your focused attention and intention. So when you combine this idea of the I am intention with the Chinese almanac, where you can select the date and down to the time of an event for yourself, you will accelerate your success for sure. So this is Teresa Marinelli from OnYourTermsCoaching.com, wishing you brilliant blessings in the new year.